Hello, we're Caroline and Ian, a British couple who've given up work, sold the house, given away their possessions and are on a full life van tour.
So come join us as we go around Asia and Europe. We're heading back to Europe now and see how Christian faith and van life work together
On a wing and a prayer. Here we are driving around the outskirts of Izmir because it's far too scary to travel through Izmir, and you can see all the houses going up and up and up the hills with tiny little snickets in between them to drive.
So there's hotel blocks and all sorts over there.
It is a huge and sprawling city.
And Nikki, I top my hat to you for driving through there.
There's another side to the Russian-Ukraine war that we were not even aware of, and that is the effect the war is having on the Turkish citizens. So what has happened is a lot of the wealthy Russians have managed to escape Russia and come over to Turkey, and while they're here they're either buying properties or mostly they're renting apartments, and as such the cost of apartments hasn't gone up slightly, it's tripled. So people, some of them, they've had apartments for 20 odd years that they've been renting, can no longer afford to live in them. So a lot of people have tried joining together as families. So you have parents and grandparents who had two apartments now living in the same, but also you have a lot that can't afford it at all. And so what we've found is an awful lot of people, young families as well, older people, all living in caravans and camper vans. And what we've done today is we've actually pulled up on a designated camper van site, but there's no place for tourists. It's absolutely rammed full of caravans that the Turkish people themselves are living in. And bless them, what they've done is they've gone and moved the cars. Two people have moved the cars onto a street so that we can pull our van in, and it's just so humbling. I took them fairy cakes that I baked yesterday, and the guy who I found that moved his car, I gave him 4, and he went, "No madam, this is too much, just 2 pieces, that is all I need." And it really is so humbling that these people, by another nationality, have basically become homeless, and yet they're still showing hospitality to others. So if I can, and if it doesn't look too intrusive, I'm going to walk around the campsite and just get a video so that you can see.
Okay, we've entered the other side of Fethiye, and in the middle of all that lot somewhere, you can just after that orange type caravan there, you can see Frankie, and it's everybody's. It's like everybody has come down here, parked up here, as you can see it, and it's just caravans after caravans after caravans.
There's 5 rows.
5 rows.
With 15 vans in each row.
There's some over on this side as well. You might go and have a look at these.
Yep, the flamingos.
So we're on this park here, which is absolutely full, and quite a few people actually keep their vans here, so it's a bit like a storage area. And trying to work out what the name of this place is, but we're just on the other side of Izmir. In fact, we're that close to Izmir. It's a bit grey today, but main Izmir is just there, if you can see it. I think. Try and get it in there. It is a massive place. We drove through it yesterday, but we actually came on the outskirts of it by going along the main motorway route. But there was parts of it that we had to go through, which was a bit horrendous. But now, yeah, we're in Bay with flamingos. Hoorah. And they reckon that the weather might just pick up in a couple of days. Well, we've made our way on a Sunday to a car boot sale. And when they do a car boot sale, they do it well, don't they? I mean, look at the size of that. Seen out yet? This is
A flamingo.
a flamingo. Yeah. No. All the way down there. Must be something in here that we don't need.
I've just come back from the shops and I'm cooking up a storm in the kitchen. I'm actually doing a lasagna. I've done all my mince and mushrooms and tomatoes and garlic, peppers. That's the white sauce for the top. And we've had a knock on the door. And somebody has just kindly brought us some beans. Now this morning I was desperate for beans on toast, and we opened a tin that was an all-day breakfast and it was minging. So now look at that, great big load of beans and bulgur wheat, which is I think they've done it with some kind of I don't know, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So how kind is that people just come and knock on your door and feed you?
Okay, we've come out for a walk. Still around Izmir, which is near Izmir, which is, now that the clouds are beginning to clear, might just be able to see a bit more of this area. And it's been a bit wet, so Delilah's got a little coat on, and she's not quite got the idea of it yet. She hasn't had it on for ages. So yeah, she'll get used to it. She'll be okay. And so, as you can see how built up Izmir is, and it continues round the corner. And for those Bible scholars, Izmir is actually Smyrna. So in the 7 churches of Revelation, when it talks about the church at Smyrna, is Izmir. Oh, it's knowledge for you. Okay, this place is a place called Foca, F-O-C-A, and we're going up onto that, down that hill over there for a walk with Delilah. It's got a touch of feeling like Italy about it. This is the older town, and just round the corner, well, they call that the older town, but you've got the old town and the older town, and we are parked right here, so Caroline can use the gym in the morning. I'd say that. We've just been to this restaurant and had 1 cup of tea, 1 coffee, 1 cheese toasty and a lot of chips, and it was £4. So thank you very much again. And might not look like it, but coming in was almost flat, which is great. And if you look over there, some other parking go right over there in the corner, so I might even have a look at that, but we'll see. So at some point as well, no, you can't see them from here, just between those trees there is a windmill and a couple of other structures, and Caroline wants to go and have a look at those, so we'll make our way up to there as well and show you what that's about. So first impressions, just arrived. Yesterday was absolutely piddling it down. Today we're up to, I think they said it's 16 or 17 degrees. It is fairly warm. And first impressions, well done, focus. Great place. Where that van is there is where I'm planning on parking, either, if not tonight, at least tomorrow, and explore those little islands over there. So you have to go across, I don't know what that is. I've seen the lorry go over it, so we should be okay.
We decided to walk back the other way of the bay, and as we're walking back we've seen a great big pelican. The size of that beak, it's incredible. And then to the other side of us, got all the little restaurants, and then an old fortress, which is what we're going to walk round now. Fortune to have a look at this. Instead, it's at the top of a hill and open and free for all. So, I'm going to explore. There's the door. It's a bit high. Oh. Staircase looks safe enough. Feels safe enough. I'm exploring. Ooh, there's the next floor. Definitely feels safe enough. Oh, I hope this isn't the famous last words and I come a cropper. No, it's really strong, Ian. Oh, we're nearly at the top. Keep going. Don't be nervous. Ooh. Yeah, it's great, it's solid. So, we're right in the top of the roof now. Look how massive that is. That would have turned the sails round. And then, if I crouch down at the window, I shall give you a view. There we go. Ooh. And this is the top of the windmill. Dora the Explorer strikes again. So my face is red because we've had a massive walk up a hill. This is where we've walked from. Just turn. So right down there, up the hill, and we've come to see the windmills, and one of the buildings has been repaired. New steps, big door. And there's two of these inside. Now we don't know whether it was a plunge pool at some point or whether it's just the water authorities thing. I did look up here. I was scared a cat might jump out at me, but I'll have a look again. Oh, up the ladder she goes. And that is cisterns. Very interesting for you all. There's Mr. A.
What it looks like at night. Beautiful place. Yeah, great in the day. Fabulous at night. Stars are out, but you'll not be able to see those, I don't think. And harbour. And it's all quiet, so I think we're going to be alright tonight. Going to be really good. Hello, Mrs.
Hello, it's magical. Magical. We are having quite a wildlife day today. So we've had our walk in the wind, we've come back to the van for a brew, we've seen a tortoise and flamingos, and now by the car park a herd of sheep have materialised. Now the strange thing with Turkish sheep is you never know whether they're sheep or they're goats, because they actually all look the same. Can't see the shepherd though. Oh, there's the shepherd, he's stuck by the car. Huh. Oh, it's getting colder in here. Today the wind is blowing up a storm, and so I've decided to have what they call an admin day. I've done all my birthday cards and presents for the month, done my emails. We managed to get gas, electricity, and now we've cleaned the van. I'll show you. Because you always get visitors when it's not tidy. So here you go, visitors. Have a look at my tidy van. Not even a crumb on the floor. All the dishes are washed. Well, it's not that tidy because, again, we haven't managed to do any washing for 3 weeks. So I desperately need a laundrette. But one of the other jobs we have to do is find somewhere to empty the toilet cassettes and also empty the water, and that's an ongoing battle, trying to find all of those facilities, especially when you're just on car parks. So today we are trying to fill up as much water as we can, and I'll show you what we do. So lots of the toilets are closed because it's obviously still winter time, but by the toilets they do tend to have like a drainage pit at the side of them, and if you're lucky sometimes people have moved the concrete across. So that's where we've emptied the toilet waste. And then the other thing that the Turks are good at is they have water all along picnic sites because they barbecue a lot. So over there is the water, and what we have to do is we have to carry it 4 buckets at a time And then, because we can't use the hose to fill because it won't reach, obviously, we then fill it in here. And hopefully we'll have enough tonight for a wash, eh?
Stop smelling away.
A bit windswept. That is 100 litres of water carried. So we've put 80 in the tank and we've got 20 for drinking that doesn't go through the system. Catching water and finding water is really good because sometimes the pressure's good like it was then, so we fill up pretty quickly. Well done, Mr. A. Hang on.
3/4.
3/4 of the tank full with 80 litres.
For those who are Bible orientated, you can see, let me just go back up here a second. If you look, I mean, love bits of stones and things, but if you look up there, that is the ancient city Pergamon, and that was the one that the Revelation speaks about. That's Satan's seat. So if you're wondering where Satan sat, technically yeah, it's called the very place where Satan sits, and half of the reason for that is that because they had so many different gods. They had gods for this, gods for that, gods for the other. And of course when Paul came and set up his church, etc., when he was telling everybody there's only one God, one church, one faith and all that, and it left all these people who obviously were Roman and Greek and what have you, that were very, very superstitious, going round claiming that the God of this and the God of that and the God of the other did it all. Hit it.
Hello and welcome to our day out. So we've moved further across Turkey now and we've come to an ancient hospital, and it became a really prolific medical centre because a famous man called Archias hurt his foot over in Greece, came over here, and the healing springs and the treatment he got here healed his ankle from a hunting accident he'd had. But they also thought that some health gods had also healed him, so this also became a temple to the health gods, and there was a sacred street here that ran for a whole kilometre with shops on either side, and then it became bigger and bigger into a city with healing sanctuaries attached.
Yeah, I can imagine it. You can hear the people coughing here. Well, they also said that down here was the graveyard, so they lost a few as well. So now this is part of the colonnade. Turn around and show you what comes round and goes down there, and that's and you can see again the ancient city up on the hill. And apparently to get to those you have to go via cable car. The man in the car park thought it was quite funny that we would want to walk up there. He said there was no way that our van would get up there, and I think I pretty much agree with him as well. But he said he could get us a taxi to go up there and go up on the cable cars and one thing and another. But to be honest, it's a bit like this place. I think there's just lots of ruins. Still got a brick wall there. That must be one that Mike made. Well done, lad. Done a good job there. It's quite a nice day again today. We are on the... What date is it, love? Today is the 14th of March.
The treatment rooms. In order to get to the treatment rooms, they were taken in underground tunnels, and this is one of them.
Feeling better yet? So here we have another one of these tunnels that they used to take in and take out patients. I can hear running water. And it has lots and lots of ventilation shafts all the way down, which for the time, that was very clever, wasn't it? Listen. Water. And from here we have the water that's coming through and down and to the treatment rooms. It goes under the floor and disappears a bit, and that's that tunnel that we went through, and that's the treatment rooms. There's a point.
This is the plunge baths. Ian's just said they're very small, but I've just pointed out it's more than I've got.
Looking at that brickwork with the holes in it, at least they could turn it into a shower as well. And you've got one iron.
This would be the treatment rooms that you come into following the tunnels. And as you can see, they've got spring water openings where it would come through mineral waters. Also down here, nobody could hear you scream.
Be careful I don't go for you then. Well, missus, I know you're tempted.
This apparently was the incubation rooms. So they kept them outside of the main area in case you were contagious and you would have your own separate pool. So definitely not going in that. It's full of germs.
Well.
We're in quite a rural space. We've seen farmers with the horse and carts, donkeys laden down, and here's the local shepherd herding his sheep and goats across. And it is very rural and lovely. That was a good park up, Mr. A.
It was very nice, wasn't it?
Yep, really enjoyed it. So we managed to get a day at the museum. It was really rural, as you can see. So we had a very good sleep. We had a nice walk out. The only problem we've got this morning is getting back down. The hill that we came up was absolutely hellish. I was scared to death. Now we've got to definitely seemed worse coming up it than it has done coming down it.
It's going up here.
This is where we landed yesterday. So it's a little spit with an island in the middle of it. It was torrential rain last night, absolutely awful. Thunder, lightning and very, very high winds. Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening me. Hallelujah! So today's adventure, what we're going to do, Mr. A? Today's adventure is we're going to try, if the wind's not too bad, to go over to this little island. So wish us luck. We've got our wetsuits on, keep us warm, woolly hats. Oh, and I did go for a swim in it this morning, so I've had a run this morning, 2 miles, and a swim. Dead excited about the swim, and for as far as I could get out, it was only just above my knees. So be assured we are in no danger whatsoever.